Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to Goonies World. I am Meanie, also known as Ryan, and I am joined once again by Lunicorn, also known as Lynn.
Hello, good evening.
Mr. Johnny Farrow, also known as Sean.
Hey, everybody.
And, of course, Goonie himself, known as Colin.
Yes, hello.
And, once again, the good Dr. H, also known as Zach.
Welcome.
And we're going to be mice once again, I understand.
Once more into the very tiny little breach, brothers and sisters. And we'll leap in more or less immediately. If you've been listening, you know our heroes are at Thornspire Castle, the fairy castle in the fairylands, and they're trapped literally between war bands. On one side, they're incoming fairies who are in the forces of Queen L'Oreal, who are trying to take back the castle from the rebel Princess Maybelline. You guys are at the gate of the castle, having just fought some animated roses, but now an entire warband of animated roses is coming down the passage towards you, and you're caught between the two opposing armies. And of course, you're here to get the Staff of Suetonius, so you can use that to free the captive mice of Stumpsville from the evil Pierats who are in league with the cat Lord Balthazar. But we can get on with the action right now, and Sir Snuffles is standing there with you at the gate, and he says, "Quick, down that side passage there. You could deal with that rebel princess and get that staff, and I'll join these fairies, despite the whole rubber chewy bone thing, and we'll give these felonious flowers what for. You go get the staff. How does that sound?"
It sounds like a plan.
Yeah, this sounds great.
Very well. Quickly. Now, when he says a passageway, passage is really like gaps between the thick, intertwined stems and roots of the twisted thorn spires that make up this castle. And it winds about a bit as you rush through it, and you can hear the sounds of battle joining outside, like, tinkly fairy explosions and the clanks of weapons and the barking of Sir Snuffles, who you know can tear through these little rose things. So you feel like there could be a good outcome there. But this winds about a bit, but it leads right to the throne room. And it's pretty high. You know, it's a good 30 inches up. And hanging from the ceiling, as you've heard, in a crystal cocoon is the staff. It looks like it's embedded in some gooey, gross honey type stuff, too, within that cocoon. But it's just hanging up there from the ceiling. And there's a huge throne. And hovering over it is a little gothy but cute, big-headed fairy princess. And she's hovering there with her wings. And before you can get a word out edgewise, she emits a high, piercing shriek that just shrivels you down to the very bones, giving you the scared condition. However, I mentioned last time you guys got some grit. It might be called frightened. I've seen scared and frightened both ways, various tables. But you're frightened for sure. However, you do have grit, and I'm not going to get too deeply into the mechanics of it other than to remind you can use that grit that you got when you leveled up to ignore a condition. Normally a condition would go right into your inventory slot. It's a little abstract. You're like, it weighs you down, it causes you trouble. You can put it in your grit slot instead and kind of ignore the effects of being. So you're afraid for sure, but you're not going to run screaming or whatever. This little cute thing suddenly looks less cute. And the shadows on her face seem to change a bit so that her face almost looks skull-like. And just get out of my room! And zips forward quickly on her wings, whipping out a pink curvy sword. It's actually like a cocktail, like you stab a martini in it. It's like a cute little cocktail sword for a drink. That's what she's got as her sword. It's pink. And she comes zooming in towards you, but you guys can act first. And I'm going to go with the opposite order I usually go in and start with Squeaky.
Okay, this bitchy-ass fairy's about to get a sword in the guts.
Oh, my. You rush forward and meet her.
As soon as I find an 8-sided die.
All right.
6.
6?
6.
Okay. All right. And how about Fennel? What do? You see your friend rush forward and attack.
Yeah, that gives me some confidence to go in as well and have at it. And I'm going to attack with my Pierat sword.
All right. A melee cluster developing underneath the cocoon in the center of the room.
Oh, and that's a 6.
Okay. Great deal of damage done to our little friend. You don't know how much magical armor she might have, but you're still doing good damage.
Did my maximum that I could.
Yeah. How about Simon?
Well, so he's gonna probably almost certainly run up and hit her with, or try to hit her with his sword. But I'm curious. I'm noticing that I'm down to 2 HP. Did we have a chance for a rest since last time, or
I don't think you had a short rest. I'd take a short rest after this for sure.
Okay, because not only having 2, he's feeling a little hesitant about jumping in here with the sword, but he's going to do it anyway. But he only rolls a 3, unfortunately, so only 3 damage.
He was a brave little mouse.
Well, he's trying to be.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, you've just gone fight to fight. You definitely want a short rest after this, if you live through it for sure. Finally, Willow, what do you do?
He will two-hand his spear and he will run at her like it's a lance. He's like, little lady, you're grounded.
Oh.
And he will specifically try to skewer one of her wings to keep her from taking flight and getting away. And will do... that's a 9.
That's a 9. That's going to be 9 points of damage, and the damage is a lot more important than skewering their wing. I am going to let her try to take the damage in her regular body and not the wing, which she does. But, nevertheless, she's done skewered. She's going to have to save for critical damage at this point. She needs a 9 or less. She rolled a 3. So she's around for 1 more minute, but I think what she's going to do is zip up real high, above your heads, and hover there. And it's just not fair. It's not fair. You know what else isn't fair? This. And she spits at her gum. She has some gum, and as she spits it out, it's like fire cinnamon gum, and it becomes like a glowing ball of fire that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger with a blast radius attack, and lands there in the midst of you guys. And I'm going to do you solid, too, because I don't have a D10 in front of me. I have a D8, and we're just going to call it a D8. And each of you takes 5 points of damage from the burst of that fireball. Kind of hits the floor and radiuses out where you guys are. And then it's your turn again. And I think I'm going to start with somebody who I know has a ranged weapon, which is Fennel. Because she's now like 20 inches over your guys' heads. But anything you do to her is like straight up strength damage.
Simon is out.
Oh, Simon's out. Oh, okay. How about Fennel?
I'm still up, and I will sling at her. I have done 2 damage to her.
Okay. She must roll a 7 or less to stay in a fight. She rolls a 9. And spirals down and lands the thunk in the middle of the floor. She's not dead unless you kill her. Just like our good friend Simon here is not dead unless his friends can get to him within an hour. If her friends or any other fairies can get to her within an hour, they can heal her up and put her in prison. Or you guys could just kill her now. Are you those kinds of mice? What do you guys think?
I think we should kill her.
I would suggest... I don't want to get too sadistic, but I would pull out her wings first. But I'm actually... I'm going to go check on Simon, because he's really hurting.
Yeah.
I think Willow would probably like, no, I'll catch her. Hold on, she's coming over here. Like a little kid chasing a firework parachute on the 4th of July. Like, it's over here. I'll get it. And then have her land on the spear.
Accidentally land on the spear, yeah. Okay, well...
Oh, sorry, brah.
And that is the moment that the fairies triumphantly burst into the chamber, having overcome the rose guards. And it is with a mixture of horror and triumph, certainly some sadness for Queen L'Oreal, that the next few hours play out. But for your parts in helping the Fairy Queen regain her kingdom, whatever the cost, you are given the Staff of Suetonius. You still don't know exactly what it does. Wave it around and find out, says the, again, grieving Queen L'Oreal. But you each shall be given a medal.
Oh.
A little fairy medal. Will mark you as a queen of the fairies. And I will give each of you fairy lotion. Now, this does take up an inventory slot, so if you don't want it, you don't have to take it. Rub this on your body, and you can basically ignore any one attack for the rest of this session. Any one attack's coming in.
Cool.
Yeah. You are granted the ability to stop time, rub the fairy lotion on, and then let the thing hit you. It sounds like fairy magic to me. Yeah. So, this gives you some of that stop motion lotion. And
What's going on with Simon? Is Simon okay, Fennel? Like,
He's breathing.
yeah, he'll be okay, but he
Maybe-
need a long rest.
bro, maybe
Yeah.
you should give him like some mouth to mouth, man. Just like get down there and get those Wispywhisks all just up in his, his, and see. I think he needs it.
Well, if you think it needs it, I'll do anything for my friend Simon. Because he could have run away. It's in his personality to just flee, but and he knew he was hurt, and he stayed around to help. So, so he deserves a mouth to mouth for sure.
I think so, man. I think so.
So, there's a lot of mouth on mouth. Mouse on
Mouse on mouse.
Mouse mouth on mouse mouth. Say that 3 times. Action. For a while. Until Queen L'Oreal finally rolls her eyeballs and goes, I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. It is certainly within my power, and I have no problem with this. And with a wave of her tinkling fairy wand, she bestows upon Simon, friend of the fairies, all the benefits of a full rest. And you all get a short rest. And Sir Snuffles is given a pink, squishy, squeaky bone. Preposterous. Preposterous. Like I even still want such a stupid thing. It squeaks like... Listen, no, it squeaks. I'll take it, but only to give to the puppy pound. I'll just keep it with me. Oh, look, it bounces. Well, at the end of this time, of course, they're having a funeral for the fairy princess, but it's a little odd. And even though the queen seems sad, no one seems to be as openly, terrified as they should. And it comes out that she will be reborn. It's just going to be something objectionable, because that's, fairies are just reincarnated forever. If they're lucky, they get reincarnated as a fairy, but she might have to be a roly-poly or a dung beetle or something for a while, but she'll learn her lesson over the course of a few lifetimes. You guys don't have a few lifetimes, though. And just as, we'll assume you took some time to rest, just because you had to soon, and you'll have the next 18 hours free if you do, without danger of exhaustion. And, hey, I'm going to interject and edit here. If you play Mausritter, you know that we are not rolling our usage die for our weapons. We're supposed to do that, but we didn't. Shame on us. Bad Dungeon Master. Alright, let's get back to it. You guys can head out, but in that time, a messenger mouse arrives. Crispin, young Crispin, who's, he's the fastest of all the messenger mice, Fennel. I know you don't like to admit that, but young Crispin is quick. And, of course, you've graduated beyond being a mere messenger mouse now. But
Yeah, I don't care about that.
he does rush in as you're getting ready to depart the fairy castle. He says, the Earl has mustered a warband, and Sparrow Riders have set out for Chimneyhaus. But you can get there much sooner and see what's up. But they should be there soon to coordinate something with you. Woo! Give a glass of water, a little thimble full of water. Thank you, he says to a fairy. Well then, suppose it's right on my back again. But,
Yes, let's away.
No time to spare.
I'll hold that bone for you, brah. I'll make sure you get it back.
You're a very big, powerful mouse, but I don't see you holding and carrying around. It'd be terrible for you. I'll tell you what, you just hold it in place there on my back. Get up there, underneath my collar there. There you go. Don't pinch. Now there's a good lad. All right. Okay. Just don't let anything happen to that bone. I mean, I'd hate if... the puppies would hate it if anything were to happen to that bone.
I got little mice of my own, man. I know what it's like to love the young puppies, the young mice. So I'll make sure that we keep it here for you, so they get it. Man. Don't worry.
Never had puppies myself, so I do a lot of volunteer work there at the pound, or running around with them, nipping their ankles and whatnot, and scolding them when necessary. Firm but loving hand. Never had time to settle down and find a wife all those years in the service. What? But our service doesn't end. Let's go. And so he rushes out of there as you bounce around on his back. And as I said, you've got about 18 hours of activity since you took the time to sleep, and you're feeling good thanks to fairy magic and rest. And Sir Snuffles runs through the weird forests of magic mushrooms and ecologically inappropriate flowers to the border of the fairylands and out onto the northern marches, which is a region just beyond the control of the earldom proper. There's a place where giants have lived recently but are now gone. There's an old farmhouse there of the giants. It has this big chimney. It's big for them. And certainly it's big for mice. And this is where the city of Chimneyhaus is. And of course, it takes you, at least a full watch, running on his back to get here. And so by the time you do, it's good to find a place to get down and take a look. But you don't see any, from a distance, there's no obvious signs of any kind of rat stronghold or anything like that. But there's no giants living here anymore, as I said. From what you understand, the city has been here, though, even when the humans were living here. So Chimneyhaus became famous for its smoked cheeses. The mice had a city within the chimney, and every time the giants would build a fire in the fireplace, they would use the opportunity to smoke cheeses to perfection. And that's what they used to be famous for. But now, you're quite a ways away from it. There's Sir Snuffles stops where there's a huge oak tree with roots that are almost like the size of hills to you guys. Provide you a good opportunity to peek over the top of them and look out onto the yard. There's a bunch of tall, overgrown grass, so it's over your head. And chimney house is there. You can see it. In fact, there's a little ash pit door in the back of the chimney is open, and that's obviously the main entrance. But you can see, glowing light in there. They might still have electricity somehow that they've cannibalized from this old farmhouse. But something, you guys, you're wise mice now. You've been around a few. You start to think you're not alone for a second. After you've just gotten off Sir Snuffles and taken stock of the situation, you can hear it's like someone shushing someone else. There's a pile of acorns nearby that jiggles. All the other acorns from this oak tree, they're randomly scattered about. But there's a jiggling pile of shushing acorns nearby.
I suspect squirrels or chipmunks.
They might be spying on us.
I hope they're chipmunks, because squirrels are huge compared to chipmunks and compared to us.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're insane.
Tree rats. Just rats with cute tails. That's all they are. Dirty squirrels. So. Well, do you guys want to go investigate the acorn pile? Yeah, I assume you do.
Yeah, whoever's there, we know you're there, so you might as well just come out right now. You're busted.
He's talking to us. Just be cool.
It'd be way cooler if you just, came out here, because we already know you're there, guy who wants to be cool.
All right, the jig's up, Daddy, says one voice. Yeah, all right, we better go. So the acorns fall apart, the pile of acorns, and two mice come out. One of them's tall and skinny. One of them's kind of short and dapper. And, yeah. Thank God you're not rats. I've been seeing rats in my sleep. Rats in my soup, says the tall, skinny one. Oh, how you doing? I'm Cheeks. He holds his hand out to shake.
Hi, Cheeks. We thought you were squirrels.
No, squirrels. Heck, no way. Tree rats. Okay, terrible.
Right?
Yeah, this is my associate Tippin. Tippin, how are you? Yeah, certainly not a tree rat, Daddy. Far from it. So, we were scared. It's a good thing you saw us. You might need some protection. They're not wearing any weapons or anything.
Well, you might need protection.
Well, actually, that's probably true. I'm a former sap tapper myself. I love tapping that sap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm a song and dance man myself, Daddy, says Tippin. But, well, we're from... If you're coming here looking for some smoked cheese, I gotta tell you, you're a little too late. Because the whole place has been taken over by rats.
What?
I mean, they had a hideout near here, but, a few days ago they took the entire city of Chimneyhaus. Most of it got away, and they're running through the marshes right now, through the frog marshes. They're going to try to escape to Bernpyle. Some of the citizens are still in there, serving the rats in one way or the other, doing what they got to do. Doing what they got to do, Daddy. And, we're just gathering acorns, trying to figure out what to do about it.
Well, we're here because of the Pierats and Lord Balthazar. But I have a sneaking suspicion that, you mentioned that there were some mice serving the rats, and, well, you guys are hanging around here. You might be working for them, and I don't trust you.
Oh, no, you can trust us.
Well, okay. Well,
yeah.
Then I do.
No, I don't think those mice are in there serving them by choice. They're service industry mice. What are they going to do? No, they got a bunch of prisoners in there too, Daddy. Yeah, a whole bunch of prisoners from Stumpsville. We don't know where for sure they got them in because we ran away, during the battle. But that's how things stand right now.
Well, what's going on with the cat?
Lord Balthazar, well, I think he's taken up in the abandoned house. You can see way over there across some fields of the giants. I don't know if you can see it past those trees, but there's a big farmhouse, and that's where Balthazar normally lives. But he's come up, and they say he's living in the house, which really cuts into our foraging opportunities. I mean, that was our whole plan. We're going to forage in the house. There's all kinds of forage in there, Daddy. That's right. But now I don't know what to do.
Well,
Just wait for the Earl, I guess, to send in the army, send in the cavalry.
We got Sir Snuffles. Sir Snuffles can take care of stupid Balthazar.
Well, maybe that's true, and maybe that's not true. He looks pretty old to me. Oh, no. Hey, now, never offend a corgi. All right.
Oh, yeah, trust me, he still got it, Bill. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I like I say, you and what army are going to free these, these slaves? You say that's why you're here?
Yeah, we have an army that's coming.
Well, I hope it's coming. Hope it's coming soon. Suddenly, there's the flutter of wings you hear. Not of a whole war band of sparrow riders, but a big, red-tailed hawk swoops down. Doesn't land, aggressively close to you, but nearby. And it's a big old bird from your perspective. And it, kind of struts over. Hi there. How you doing?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, they said it.
Stay back, bro. Stay back, bro. We don't want to be your lunch. You hold on over there. Look at.
No, don't worry about it. I'm Captain Fletch. You can trust me. Gloomfeather sent me. Yeah, I'm
Gloomfeather's tight, man. Yeah, he's like our bro.
Well, he's tight with the Earl there too, and Earl sent me. He's coming in on sparrows right now. We'll be here in a couple hours, but he came in to tell me to tell you. You gotta get in there and draw those rats outside somehow. You know what I'm saying? So they have room to fight and whatnot. Dive in, dive bomb. I'm gonna help him out, because I'm a mercenary like that. But I don't know how you guys are getting into a place like that. But if you can get in there and get those rats out, get those prisoners free somehow. But just let you know, help's coming, but it's gonna be a while.
Okay.
I don't know if those prisoners have a while, says Cheeks. Yeah, Daddy, they're gonna sell them up, send them on a silver platter over there to Lord Balthazar. sign a treaty. Give him possession of Chimneyhaus forever.
Maybe
I think...
Maybe we should take care of Lord Balthazar and then worry about how we're going to draw the rats out. If they don't have this big badass cat protecting them anymore, then they might take things a little more seriously.
Well, you're a braver mouse than I, Gunga Din.
Well, yeah, maybe braver than us all, but yeah, I think we're going to have to face the cat sooner or later. But well, I don't know which is. I mean, the mice might be in more immediate danger. If they're going to be slaughtered or something, we might want to. Well, maybe we should just try to get a visual on the inside of the where the light's coming from.
Are you crazy? There's no way to get in there. You'd have to go in through the grate at the very top, says Cheeks. Yeah, that's a long climb, Daddy. Climb all the way up to the top. There's some grates. Should be big enough for a mouse to get through. That's where they do the smoke factories are up there. Top of the city and whatnot. Top of the city, baby. You remember when we was at the top of the city?
We brought this big fluffy ladder with us, man. He can help us get up there.
And Squeaky has some kind of rope or something.
I'll tell you what.
I sure do.
Forget the rope. Let me do you a solid, all right? I don't like to do this normally, but I don't want you climbing on my back or nothing, says Captain Fletch. I promise I'm not going to pinch tight. I'm going to get, I'll get you two in these talons here. And let's see, I'll get you two in these talons here. And I'll just give you a ride up there real quick. How's that sound? That'll save you a lot of time.
It
Yeah.
sounds terrifying.
I don't know if we want to just willingly put ourselves in your talons like that. That's crazy.
What are you talking about? I'm one of the good guys, right?
That requires just insane amounts of trust from a mouse to do that.
Hey, if I wanted to kill you, I would have done it before. I've seen you guys before. I don't know if you saw me. You were traveling through the weasel territory, and I was flying high up above. I was keeping an eye on you all for Glomfeather. So you could trust me, I promise.
Well,
what about Sir Snuffles? We can't leave him behind.
So, suppose I'll keep an eye on the front here and wait for the army. If I see that cat come out, I'll give it what for.
Okay.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna have my sling ready. If there's any funny business, if you squeeze those talons too tight, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna peg you one.
All right, you little scamp, come on. And if you guys want to climb in, he lightly curls his talons around you to where the claws close, but you guys are just riding in them like a little basket. And with a great flutter of his wings and a jerk and a lurch in your little mouse tummies, you rise high up to the very top of the chimney. And there's no smoke coming out. No. There's a grate at the top of the chimney. That's the holes are just to keep big birds out, you know. Mice can squeeze on through unless they got some reason to be particularly chunky little mice who have eaten a lot of cheese. And
don't like cheese.
We know you don't like cheese, says here for far below. No. Anyway, with one, you look around the horizon looking for, sparrow riders on the southern horizon. Don't see anything like that yet. But at least you can find out, where those prisoners are, I guess, if you can get in there. So if you're coming in through the top.
Willow is a pretty big mouse. You might have to lube him up to get him in there. Did anyone have any lube?
Oh man, I'm like fresh out. Like making. Never mind. that was going down a bad road. Going down a bad road.
I don't think that's an appropriate use for the lotion that we have.
Not the appropriate use of the stop motion lotion. But, plus, anyway, he can squeeze through. He might pop up.
You guys may need to get on top and push
You
push
hop
me
on his head.
down, like yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I'll go head first. Like I'll climb down that way. You can
Hop on his butt.
right on the rump, man. Just like bounce.
Smack that rump, squeeze it, get it through there.
It's very cartoony.
Right. Inappropriate, I think. Yeah, so that's the scene. That's how it happens. And with the final smack, your little mouse rump gets through that hole, and the rest of you can go down. You find yourselves in the upper reaches of the city of Chimneyhaus. It's too bad you don't have time to explore it. Too bad you can't see it when it wasn't taken over by rats, because, they say it's a great city. Now that you're up there, and you can look straight down, and you can see there's a central shaft that goes all the way down to the bottom of the chimney. But all around the edges, you can imagine, it's like shelves have been constructed. Going around and around and around, the interior of the chimney, creating de facto cliff faces, that little mouse houses and little smoke factories, and that's the closest thing you see is a little mouse smoke factory. They got an old oatmeal can and cute things they built it with, and some tin foil pipes, but they're using it to funnel smoke that's coming up the chimney from below into this place where they're smoking cheeses, but it's not operating right now. And in fact, you can hear some rats inside it. You don't see any outside. You hear some rats inside it. No, dum-dum, hit it like this. It's busted, says the other one. I know it's busted, dum-dum. They busted it on purpose. We couldn't use it. Just fix it. Like I said, if it's broken, let's use more nails. Yeah, let's use more nails. And you can hear them pounding and banging on equipment. Like they're trying to get the smokehouse working, and they can't. And certainly no prisoners around here. One thing I forgot to mention, though, is when you looked down that central shaft of the chimney, they do indeed. There's still electricity in this farmhouse. It's not completely abandoned where it's off the grid. And so they have like Christmas lights strung up all down the center to give it light for the town, almost like street lights hung up, as far as they're concerned. But it's a neat view from up above. So there's light down in here. You don't have to use any torches, but it's kind of, dim light, right? And rosy colored here or blue there. Good light to hide in and sneak around. But to get down, there's various ways. There are places where there are ladders. Every now and then there'll be a ramp from one shelf to another. But then there's also ropes and pulley systems with little baskets to get up and down. So far, no big rats sneaking around outside. I assume there's only one way to go, and that's down. Of course, how do you want to go down, though? You could go through another neighborhood, in a sense, by taking a ramp. You could just climb straight down below you on some ladders, or operate one of these lifts. What do you think's the best way?
Well, like the lifts are gonna probably be real squeaky, and we already have squeaky, so we don't need to be more squeaky. We should just go down the ladders, bros.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
It's closest and probably sneakiest for sure.
Yeah. I thought it might make some noise. So if we just climb down and if we can get Squeaky to keep her squeaks to a minimum, we should be fine.
I'll try.
All right.
Yeah, just get one last squeak out.
Get your squeaks out, 'cause it's time to sneak. So.
Squeaks before sneaks. That's what I always say.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, you non-squeakily make your way down a ladder, and you're in the upper levels of what seems like a fine mouse neighborhood. Nice dwellings here. Nobody's sleeping in sardine can beds in this neighborhood, I'll tell you what. This is a good one. But most of the activity is coming from one building, and it's a tavern of some sort. And inside there, you see rats have taken over. You peek through the little windows from the little alleyway at the bottom of the ladder. You can see that rats are there being served by mice, Every now and then they're pushing them down, knocking drinks out of their hands, laughing at them. They're not happy, these little mice. But then all the other mouse houses seem to be locked up and closed. Every now and then you see some curtains swing shut, when you come by. And there's no rat patrols or the rat patrol. There's no rat patrols out here keeping an eye out or anything like that as you make your way through these nicer neighborhoods. There's some fine stores here, and once again, you can't afford anything that's in them. But if you keep going through this neighborhood, there's only a small chance you'd actually run into rats. And, goddamn, why do you say there's a 1 in 6 chance of something when every now and then, knowing full well you might roll a 1? But you can hear some rats approaching. There's probably a good half dozen of them. They're swaggering. They seem to be making their way from below up to the tavern, those high above. The best thing to do here is probably hide in one of these alleys, or even do a freeze hide. But unless they have some reason to be looking for you, which they don't, I think they would probably move on past you.
Like, bro, just like we did with Piss Pants. Everybody just like freeze. Jump back and freeze. I know that's contradictory things, but like maybe, bro, if we jump back and then we freeze, like it'd probably work out okay.
Okay, let's have a luck die roll. I'm gonna roll, and higher rolls will favor you guys. 4, thank God, it's right there on the edge. But yeah, you can hear them talking as they walk by. I'm gonna talk to that cute little mouse maid again later. You're crazy. Once you go mouse, you never go back, says another rat. And you can hear the rest of their terrible conversation. And you're able to make your way down through the neighborhood of Bricksville to where there's a big ledge and a long ladder, and then another ramp. And that leads down onto what I can only call a central square. There's a natural little lip or shelf at the top of the fireplace proper. The central chamber where the giants would roast their logs. You know, it's not just the whole chimney isn't the same thickness all the way up, right? So there's a bit that creates a roof for the fireplace where you can still drop down past it and smoke can still get out. And on that little area, they have a central plaza up here you're looking down onto. And there are dozens and dozens of little mice, all sitting cross-legged with their hands tied behind them, but like over their necks. So they're sitting cross-legged with their heads forced downward, with their little paws tied behind their necks, and strutting around, guarding them. Or 4 big mice, or 4 big rats, 4 very big rats. They don't see you yet. You're kind of up above them, looking down the ladder. You could climb down the ladder, which would take a while, and you'd be exposed to sight. I guess you could charge down the ramp. You'd also be exposed to sight. You may think it's something I can't, but you can see where the mice are being kept. There's only 4 big guards, but there's leaders here. In fact, earlier when you were talking to Tippin and Cheeks, they certainly could have told you. They probably did tell you that the leader of the rats is a Grizzleback, but he has an alchemist with him named Filthwick, who can cast spells. And you don't see those 2 guys down there, but you do see 4 big rats guarding the prisoners. Now, the prisoners could get out pretty quick if only they get down this drop. And there's a lift, they get down into the fireplace pit where the ash pit door is, and get out. But there's a big drop there. They would have to ride the lift down, or slowly, one by one, climb the ladder. Not a lot of ways to get them out fast. So that's where I'll leave you, and you can make your plan. But don't overplan, little mice, because our time is not infinite.
I got nothing. I don't know what we should do.
How far up are we from this scene?
Let's see. How tall is a normal fireplace in a farmhouse? I mean, a couple feet high, 3 feet, 36 inches.
Probably.
It's huge. It's real high, 36 inches.
We're 36 inches above that scene.
Central Plaza,
down there?
yeah.
Okay.
And then it drops down probably about another couple feet into the fireplace below that, but there's at least a safe shelf there. Probably hard to picture. Real easy to picture if you have the beautiful picture in the book Chimneyhaus, the zine Chimneyhaus that James Hanna did. But we don't.
I don't have a better idea than just climbing down.
Yeah, sometimes
if we were closer, I'd say just like Willow would take one for the team and just belly flop on one of them down there. But from 36 inches for a mouse, that would be catastrophic.
Of course, you do have lower, what's terminal velocity or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say I've actually seen mice jump damn near that high.
I'm going to say that you think you'd be at risk, but with your choice of a strength save to land well or a dex save to flip around in the air well, then I would say you could do it.
like my whole adult life, whenever like I find myself on the precipice of a decision that's real important, I always like to take just a little nip of the shroom. It really helps calm me down. But I got this new blue one, man.
Yes, you do.
And maybe I won't eat the whole thing because they said don't eat the whole thing, but maybe I should just eat
Yeah. And I hope you eat the whole thing because that's the only way it really works.
Okay, well then he tried to just eat the top of it, but once the delicious blue hit his mousy mouth, it's just like.
Oh no!
Well, you all.
What have you done?
Well, you look
I
on
don't know, but here I go.
Good idea.
I'm down
begins-
into the pit. He goes.
As he jumps in midair, he increases twice in size. It hurts too, but it hurts so good, and you can feel the power coursing through it. He just becomes proportionally bigger, though. He's not all like huge or swole or bulky or weird looking. He's just proportionally twice as big.
There goes the terminal velocity.
Yeah, and you're going to do enhanced damage every time you attack at this size. Okay, so it's going to be D12 forever, or whatever you're doing while you're this big.
Well, I would ideally. His belly flop is to belly flop on one or multiple rats down there.
Okay.
Be like a wrestling move, just
Pretty
from
much.
the top rope.
And by the
Well-
way, a mouse can fall up to 12 feet without injury.
Yeah, I didn't even
I
need it.
Googled
Well,
it.
there you
All
go.
right. Nevertheless, yeah. Also, what you see, and what you feel, first of all, you feel, thrill, but then you feel anger as you look down and you see that field of mushrooms on the central plaza down below. Every time there's a little crouched over, tied up mouse, you see a little mushroom. But there are 4 great big beetles laying eggs on those mushrooms, polluting those mushrooms and ruining those mushrooms. So you're seeing the 4 big beetles and of course they're all rendered in like 8-bit also. And you hear a little tune in your head. No one else sees this. But, so that's what you see as you're jumping down. And you leap right onto one of those beetles to your perspective, but we know they are rats. In fact, you land right on the one named Toad Licker. And I'm going to have you roll a D12 for the damage from landing on him, if you wouldn't mind. Boom! It's dropping out of the sky.
I would also
Big
like
mouse.
to 7, and I would also like to just come teeth, belly first, and then teeth, like just land on him and
Well,
like
the 7 points of damage is enough to take him down to 1 below. So he's got to roll 11 or less. He rolls a 14. And Toadlicker is just smashed by you. You pop up. And now all the rest of the rats, all 3 of the big ones who are here, and there's Red and Scarnip and Hissy Fit. And she's the worst one. But now they spring into action. They look at you. They look up. They, see you 3 poking your heads over up above them. That's where we'll start. And they were surprised. We're going to let the rest of you guys do something. You're still high up right now. You could jump down too, or you could just say I climb down, or you could do something from up above. We'll start with Fennel this time.
I probably, if I'm in range, I probably will stay up here for a while.
Okay. Well,
Sling.
yeah. You want to sling? This is Red. He's a ginger rat, and then there's Scarnip, and Scarnip has a whip with him. He's probably been whipping these little mice with it. And then Hissy Fit's like this crazy girl rat. You're gonna see the crazy in her eyes. She's got like a ragged ear and weird fur, and she actually has 2 swords in her hand. Yeah, so, who do you want to sling your sling at?
I'll go with the ginger one.
Okay, Red. Yeah, he's got a. Looks like he's got a war hammer. It's actually just a big hammerhead screw he's holding, and he's actually saying "war hammer" with it as he's swinging it around right now. When he gets hit with the sling stone for
3 damage.
okay, and how about Simon?
Well, gosh, that's a long way for Simon to jump, and he's still traumatized from being a sparrow rider. So
he's having a vertigo moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a will test just because I don't think.
You don't think he'll do it without the will test?
I don't think he'll do it without the will test. And oh my god! So his will is 10. I rolled an 11. So he's like just about to take a leap off of the thing, and then he just chickens out, and he just can't. He just can't do it. So he has a fish hook. And he doesn't. He he's thinking about throwing it, but that's not even a. He can't. Yeah, that's not going to work. So he's just frozen, paralyzed.
He's frozen and paralyzed. You might want to go down the ladder next time. At least I'll get him down there. But he's frozen, paralyzed in fear. And how about? No, Squeaky already. No, Squeaky hasn't gone yet.
Nope.
Squeaky.
So I think for now I'm going to stay ranged, and I'm going to shoot that crazy bitch down there with my flame, which is a rubber band, basically.
Well, she just made a rude gesture at you anyway.
Bitch!
And
3. Roll a 3.
You had hissy fit for 3. And then, so they go, and, however, the only person they can really target, they don't have any ranged weapons down here among them. And, so they all gang up on Willow, and Red with the hammerhead screw strikes at Willow. Does 5 points, and then Hissy Fit rushes up with her 2 swords. She's rolling both of them around. I'm just picking the highest one though, but she rolls Snake Eyes, so 1 more point of damage Willow, and then Scarnip whips out his whip as if to disarm you of your big weapon. So make your choice of a strength or dex save to hold on to that weapon, not get it.
I will go strength.
Okay.
I'm a strong mouse.
You can interpret it either way, like dexterously whipping out of the way, or just yanking the thing out of the way.
13 strength, and I rolled an 8.
Nice. So
That's
he's
good, right?
Scarnev's unable to disarm you, and then it's your guys' turn again. We're going to start with you, Willow. You're down there in the thick of it now.
Well, I've got a handful of his whip. I think the only thing that makes perfect sense for me is to just grab it, and drag him onto my spear with that. So attack him with the spear, but a little more cinematic.
Yeah, a little more cinematic.
By the whip into the spear. Still D12, right?
Yeah.
That is a 10.
Oh my. So and which one was that? Let's see.
It was the one that attacked me with the whip. The red one that was whipping all the mice. He needed to get it. So
let's see. Scarnep. Red's got the hammer. Scarnep's got the whip. I think you did say whip. Okay. You did 11. You said. Oh my.
10.
Okay. Well, that dumb rat only had 5 HP, and he's got to roll a 7 or less to be up. He rolls a 14. Didn't somebody just roll a 14 a minute ago? He rolls a 14. And now Scarnep will whip that whip no more. And how about, meanwhile, way up high, Fennel, what do you do?
I will shoot another one at Red.
Okay.
And I got a 3 again.
Okay, now Red's taking 6. And how about Simon? You're still paralyzed in fear for the moment, but what are you doing now?
Well, is Ginger still around?
Yeah, Red. He's wobbling too.
Red. Yeah, he will leap down on the one that looks the most vulnerable.
Right now is Red. Yeah, he's been hit pretty bad, and so yeah, you land on him from this height. Now you're not quite as big a mouse, so you're not going to be rolling D12 when you land on him. But you're certainly going to roll a D8. So that's how much damage you get for landing on the dude.
Oh, I was going sword out, trying to spear.
Okay, sword down,
him.
stab. Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Land on
well, not great, but 5, which is probably good, and I'll take it. So.
Yeah, you'll take it, but keep in mind that dude's already had quite a bit of damage. Now he too has to get a 6 or less to stay up, and he rolls an 8. So Red goes down, and then Hissy Fit runs over to the edge where I said there was, that goes down into the fireplace area below this central plaza, the ledge of the plaza, and yells down there, "Mice, attack! Giant mice! They're crazy! They're crazy giant mice!" And then she turns around to face you, but that's what she did with her turn. And we'll go back to Willow.
Yeah, he would take spear, turn broadside, and try to clothesline her off the ledge down to the level below against her will.
She has to make a dex test to not get knocked off the edge. She rolls an 18, not what she needs. There's a fall. And ooh! Son of a bitch! She's still got a few HP left down there. But suddenly, I said there's a rope and pulley system with little lifts. There must have been some tension on it somewhere, and someone cut, one of those ropes, because suddenly, we're just stable ropes. Now they're like running through the pulleys and moving, and up from below, rising up over the edge of the lip that she just fell off of, there's a basket with 2 rats in it. And one of them's the biggest, grisliest, nastiest ass rat you've ever seen. He's even bigger than Willow, Of course, twice the size of a mouse could still be smaller than a rat, but this rat's even bigger. And he's got a sword. It's a huge sword. It's the biggest sword you've ever seen. It's half of a scissors. And it's nasty. And he's got a little scurvy, gross, disgusting-looking rat with him, kind of hiding behind him a little bit. He's holding up burning candle, this nasty smoke, this greasy, nasty candle, black wax, and he's tittering. And then the big one says, "All right, that's enough of this." And he strides out onto the platform. That's what he's done here with his turn, his arrive. This must be Gristleback and Filthwick that you've heard of. And so, who had just gone? Willow had just gone, so now, Simon, what do you, let's start with Fennel. Fennel, what do you do?
Is there any, fabric or anything in sight?
I can't imagine there's any fabric.
Okay.
But the closest thing would be ropes.
Is there ropes that you could swing on or slide down?
Yeah, right now they're all going crazy, and some of them are running down. I mean, you could grab one and ride it down almost. You know what I mean? But
that seems cinematic.
Looking for a cinematic safe way down. All right.
I'll leap onto one and catch it and ride it down and say, "Hey, you guys!" and take out my sword.
All right. You can hear you guys swinging in. And how about go ahead and make your attack? You want to swing into the big guy or
Grizzleback?
Grizzle. Yeah. And I should say too that the jumping that we've done in this swing right now, I do think puts you guys at risk, and I should have made some strength and dex rolls for it, but I've just not.
Okay. Yeah. 3 again.
Okay.
I can only do 3 damage apparently.
Come in and do 3 damage to big nasty Grizzleback, who you can imagine has a few HP anyway. But now you're down there too. Now Simon, you're already down there in the melee zone. What do you do? Now that you got your mojo back.
I mean, I'm not sure who's closer between the two, but Grizzle sounds like the most fun to say. So
yeah, Grizzleback and Filthwick are essentially right next to each other at this point, anyway. So.
Well, Grizzle will take another 9.
No, he cries out, "You'll get it for that!" And Squeaky, you're still up high, right?
Yes, but I am planning on jumping down now, and I'm going to jump on that hissy face bitch.
Okay. Well, don't jump that far. She already fell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's already. That's a long jump.
Okay.
So don't jump that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the alchemist.
Though I do
Okay.
love the visual of like Squeaky jumping down and like jumping through the other pit all the way down. There's just
all
a
the way down past the
squeak
past
that
the
goes
ledge,
past
all the
us.
way.
Yeah,
It's too far. Too far.
too far.
Of course, Sisyphus is still alive down there too. She's like writhing around on the ground. She's
Anyway,
yeah.
Ooh, a 9.
Oh my, to Grizzleback. Okay.
Yes. Is
Well,
that's
Grizzleback.
alchemist one, right?
Oh no, you filth. Let's go. Well, even though now that guy's not nearly as tough as a 9, even to Filthwick. I didn't even get a chance to use my candle yet. He says, as he succumbs to critical damage from the one blow. The candle lies on the ground, gutters, and then a bunch of like hot grease runs out of the end. You have the terrible feeling that you could have used that candle to perhaps spray hot grease on you guys. But now you've stopped him from doing that. And and Grizzleback's hurt pretty bad. You guys think you could probably take him down, but Grizzleback is one time at least with that great big scissors sword. He's gonna say, "You think you're heroes? You think you all heroes?" And he does his whirlwind attack that anyone who is in melee in his range can make a dex save or take damage as he spins around with his monstrous ability and the huge sword. He's pressed the B button for his special attack.
Willow doesn't know his body at this point, for he rolled a 20.
No. Well, anyone else fail?
Fortunately, no, not this time.
Okay.
What?
Dex save. Yeah.
Dex?
Dex
Okay.
save, yeah. He's got to get out of the way of his whirling blade.
I got right on my new deck score once we leveled up.
There
so
you go.
11.
Well, those of you who fail take 7 points of damage.
That will push, and I know I have to ask this every time, that
That's
pushes
okay.
me down to -6, so I need to make some sort of a roll now, right?
Whatever your strength is, you've lost 6 of that because the hit points do not cut into your.
Gotcha.
So 6 strength -6 or less.
So
on that.
13. So I'm looking at a 7, and I rolled a 20 again.
Oh my God!
Jesus
That's the worst lot. Willow goes down, and to make matters worse, Grizzleback laughs about it. Ha! You think you're heroes? You ain't nothing. Meanwhile, I will say this: 2 things have happened during this fight that have been happening all around you in a whirlwind. You know, you get caught up in the heat of the moment, you don't see like what's happening all around you. But from one perspective, from Willow's perspective, all the little mushrooms all over the floor are getting up and fleeing. You know, like one of them has grabbed one of the fallen blades and managed to get his hands free and has done that for the rest. So they've been running out of here, grabbing ropes, you know, going down below, probably running out that ash pit door, you know, during this fight. So you've been able to buy, you know, several moments for these captive mice to start getting the hell out of the way. It's what the Grizzleback's come here to stop, but it doesn't look like he stopped it. But you can also now, from outside, you can hear Sir Snuffles barking, and you can hear rats screaming, and you can hear the little silver trumpets that these Predator riders use. It seems that the armies outside have joined. Once again, you find yourselves adjacent to a battle, but Grizzleback is still here in front of you. He's still standing. He's toppling. But and I think who had just gone? Squeaky, and then he just went. So now I think we're gonna go. Willow's down.
I'm down, yep.
So the person who loves Willow the most, whichever the 3 of you loves him the most, should attack immediately.
But I love everybody the most.
You are the most nurturing.
Yeah.
Do you want to attack Grizzleback? He's still laughing. He's pointing and laughing. It's like Biff, you know, in Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a callback. I'm going to say, you're dead for shizzle, Grizzle.
yeah.
And I'm going to attack him.
All right.
Oh, and that time I rolled a 6.
Okay. All right. I need a 9 or less for Grizzle. No, I got a 17. Grizzleback staggers backwards and slips off the ledge. He was dead before dying. And then with that fall, we'll say that goes ahead and kills him, and we'll say that he landed on top of Hissy Fit, who only had 2 HP left anyway. And now there's nothing to stop you guys from running out and joining the battle. If you want to go down the rest of those ropes and get out that ash pit door, the battle's happening right out there.
Well, there's one thing that keeps Willow from doing that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
The fact that
You guys got to go smack him awake, and then you're going to have to take, no matter what's happening outside, you're going to have to take a few minutes. Get a swig of water, get your HP back up at least, get that little red bar. Boop, 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 boop. You know, some of your green bars are still damaged, but your red bars, boop, 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 back up. You still got the lower strength, but...
Yeah, I just wish poor Willow had the presence of mind to rub some lotion on himself before he took that.
I forgot about
big
that too.
hit.
I would have reminded him, but I forgot. No.
Now what?
He may still need it.
Yeah. So you can. What now with it? You
just say if you take like 8 damage, like, I don't want that. I use the lotion, and then time stops, and you rub the lotion on yourself, and then time starts back up, and you didn't take that damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, take a few minutes.
Okay. Take a few minutes. It's hard to do, you know that people fighting outside, you know.
You could just leave me and go fight. I'll be fine. I'll get up in a few minutes. I promise.
Never. No.
Definitely
Bro.
Weren't there?
Bro, you gotta be you heard Fizzle Dick or whatever his name was. You have to be a hero. You gotta be a hero, Fiddle.
Well, you got to be a hero. I'm going to carry you out if I have to.
Well, this conversation lasts so long that you get the full few minutes of rest that you need, as he begs you to leave him and fight on.
And the battle's over when we...
Yeah, exactly right.
You get a swig of water, and you head out,
Weren't there a couple
Mechanically,
mice
what
down
is-
here that the 4 original Pierats were guarding?
Yeah, those guys all ran away during the fight.
good.
There were a bunch of them,
Good.
Yeah, they all ran away during the
Excellent.
fight. Excellent. That's what you wanted. And
So mechanically, I have my hit points back, but my strength is still reduced.
right.
Okay.
Yep. So, hope just don't die in the next fight.
Yeah.
He's stunned. It's not over yet. But regathering his strength, you drop down. Now, on one side, there's the little ash pit door. I don't know how many of you have fireplaces or grew up with fireplaces. There's always a little door, that you can access from the outside of the house. That you go scrape the ashes out or whatnot. And that's like the main entrance to their city. But this is on the same floor as the fireplace itself. Now, it's in an abandoned house, right? So it's not like there's fire down there, but it's a big open fireplace floor. But the big grate is still there, and you kind of land among that. And there's this big, iron mesh curtain that is between the fireplace and the interior of the abandoned house, right? And just as you guys land there, and you can hear the battle outside, and you can even see through the little ash pit door, a little movie camera square of rats frustratingly fighting mouse sparrow riders who are swooping in from above and attacking and swooping away often before they can be attacked back. And you can hear you see rats flying and being shaken around by Sir Snuffles. But it's a big battle. They got like 3 war bands of rats out there, and only 1 war band of sparrows, and Sir Snuffles counts as a war band himself. But so this is the thing you see, and this is the situation you're in when suddenly there's this huge looming shadow on the other side of the steel mesh curtain from inside the living room of this old abandoned house, right? This huge looming shadow comes up. And you see the shadow of the biggest, fattest, meanest looking black cat you've ever seen, with its glowing red eyes. So help me God, he has glowing red eyes. And he yawns and then pounces at the steel curtain and pushes it, this huge rippling wave of steel towards you guys. Everybody make dex saves. You're going to get smacked with the curtain. This is obviously Lord Balthazar.
Oh, I swear to God, I got it. I was right on it again.
Oh, that's
11.
good. That's good.
I did not. Willow is having a rough time with saves.
I failed.
You can apply the lotion.
Well, is this a damaging thing? Or?
And I'll tell you, this is not a damaging thing. What happens if you fail it is you go tumbling right out the ash pit door. Thunk. It's a bumps and bruises, but it's not really... You're not hurt that bad. You just landed in a battle if you failed. The others are still in here, but fighting Lord Balthazar in his closed, confined space that the Corgi cannot help in is not a good place to be either. So, what do you guys who are still in here want to do?
Well, that's that's just Fennel and I, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could stand here and fight the cat, or you could run and try to lure the cat out, you know.
Yeah.
Were we supposed to lure the cat? Were we supposed to lure the cat outside?
You're supposed to lure the rats out, which you actually did
the
inadvertently.
rats.
Inadvertently, due to the escaped prisoners, a lot of the rats ran outside to get them, you know, and because they were down on the lowest level you haven't been to yet, which is the brewery, which is below in a little sump pit. But you don't have to worry about that. That's where they ran out from. So yeah, you guys could run away. You want to run away and draw the cat out?
Yeah, I'm not going to
fight the cat.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Well, you guys can run out into the battle too, and you see your friends picking themselves up and orienting themselves in this huge fight. And
here, kitty.
And Sir Snuffles, runs right up underneath that steel curtain and then squeezes through the ash pit door, and he's gotten himself all ashy, which is not. He's not going to be happy about. And leaps into the fight. And now, when Sir Snuffles sees that, he comes barking his head off, running over, and the battle is joined. Now, meanwhile, now he's going to fight the cat, but Sir Snuffles is old and he's taking some damage too. You guys realize you might have to help him. And you know what? You normally would not be able to because the cat is at warband scale. But because you have the Staff of Suetonius, which now starts to glow and envelop all of you in its glow, you have been imbued with the power to fight at warband scale. Meanwhile, by the way, I'll say that I actually fought out both these battles earlier. I mean, in this system, it takes like a few dice rolls. But so far, the Sparrow Riders have inflicted 6 HP or more on each of the rat detachments, and they've only taken about 4 themselves. So things seem to be going well for your side in the broader battle while you guys fight the cat. But you know what? The cute little thing that cats have. Guess what? Cats always go first. And the cat attacks Sir Snuffles with his claws, his terrible claws. And the 7 points of damage to Sir Snuffles. And Sir Snuffles obviously bites back with his claws. Does 5 points of damage to Lord Balthazar. And they say, who's never gone first yet? Simon, what do you do?
Oh gosh. I mean, he's terrified of the cat.
Sure.
But don't you want revenge? Aren't you feeling a little wrathful, maybe?
Yeah, come on, get wrathful. I'm going to slap him.
Pull his tail.
Oh man.
Bro, the cat said you like cheese, man. I don't know. That's what I heard. That's what the cat said. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, you're a cheese addict.
Cheese eater.
Well, don't like cheese, he says, and he's going to leap onto Mr. Snuffles' back.
Okay. I think it's going to be hard to do and we'll put you at risk. Go ahead and make a dexterity roll. I'm still going to let you roll damage on him because you're going to try to stab him regardless. You're trying to leap up there.
Well, so yeah, the idea being to then leap from him possibly over to like stab the cat in the eye or something from the great height.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ooh. 17 is not going to make it.
No, so you do get up there and you leap and you stab the cat in the eye. In fact, doing doing enhanced damage. But in the process of that, because you did not make the dexterity save, you put yourself at risk and you fell and bumped your butt on the ground for 2 points of damage. But you can roll D12 versus Sir or Lord Balthazar because you got him in a eyeball.
Oh. Holy shit. Well, that will be a natural 12.
Okay, well, see, now that's what we need. So now, we've all done a lot of damage already to Lord Balthazar. And,
in exchange for 2 of mine, I'll take it. That's
right. How about Willow?
So while the montage of us riding over here 16 hours or 12 hours, whatever it was, on the back of Sir Snuffles, Willow was working with his spear quite a bit, not only carving onto it the like a little effigy of the fairy princess that he skewered, but also, if you remember, I've used it as a blowgun and different things previously, and that he had been packing the entire tube of it with chili powder, and then capping the 2 ends with little mushroom stoppers. And so now is his opportunity that he will remove the mushroom stoppers from each end, and he will get as close to Lord Balthazar's face as he can and just blow with his blowgun as much chili powder into his nose and eyes as possible.
Lord Balthazar does a high-pitched yowling cat scream and leaps up into the air and turns around and lands. He's going to miss his entire next turn. And that sets up the other 2 of you guys to do enhanced damage instead of your nasty little impaired damage against him. He cannot even do any defensive moves. He's completely discombobulated. Good show, what? Says Sir Snuffles.
Okay, this is our chance. Let's get him.
This is our moment.
I'll run in, while it's safe to do so, and stab. And it's enhanced?
That's right. Because he's not in any position to fight defensively. He can't see. He can't breathe hardly. He's sniffing and sniffing. His eyes are running, and his nose is burning.
I get him with 6 points.
Okay.
Damage.
How about you, Squeaky?
Okay. I'm going to stab. For 7 points.
Okay. Now, in the last second, you guys have done so much damage to him that counting backwards, he has to roll 3 or less, Lord Balthazar, to stay in it. And he rolls a 7. And he runs off as fast as far as he can before collapsing. Natural instinct is to go hide somewhere and die. But, so he rushes off, but he gets into the tall grass, and you can see this tall grass just stop moving, And then a dragonfly zooms over, goes, ha ha, and flies off. And just about this time, in fact, it took 3 more rounds when I rolled it all out. But the rats, and they're not destroyed, but they're dispersed. You've killed the leader of the rats. You've killed Balthazar. The rest of the rats are dispersed by the Sparrow Riders. And to make a long story short, you are all, later on, back home in Bernpyle, formally inducted into the ranks of the Mausritter. What's for Mausritter plural? Or Mausritten or something? I don't know. Zach's our German guy, but I'm not going to put him on the spot. Yeah. But I like
I've learned it and forgotten it twice, so
yeah.
I have no idea.
And my wife knows it pretty good. She majored in it, but I didn't ask her what the plural of Mausritter was. But you are now in the ranks of the Mausritter. You have been rewarded with that. And, in fact, unless there's something I'm forgetting, you all live happily ever after to the end of your days or until your next adventure, whichever comes first. So I remind our listeners that the music we've had in this series is from Codebox. There's apparently a dude that just uploads music and says, use it for whatever you want. You don't even have to give me credit. Well, I'm giving you credit, Codebox, because I like your music. And, the game Mausritter is by Isaac Williams. People don't need me to tell you to go pick it up or check it out. It seems pretty popular. There's a big community out there and a lot of zines like we've used tonight. We used the Bernpyle zine by Matthew Morris and the Chimneyhaus zine by James Hanna. This adventure has not been representative of the content of those zines. I've just taken out all the cool parts I liked and woven, bits and pieces together for our story, which is what I usually do as Game Master. And I think that's it. And next time it's going to be something completely different. You're going to love it. It's going to be awesome.
Hey everyone, if you like this podcast, consider leaving us a good rating and/or review, and subscribe to us wherever you can. We've got a YouTube channel and a Discord server, as well as merchandise available at TeePublic. Find our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. You can find all those links and more at Linktree/GooniesWorld. Thanks for listening.